Okay. All right. Excellent. All right. Check. Check. Okay. All right. Here we go. So, if you remember, there was a border patrol agent was murdered. I think around January 20th, 25, like a week or two ago, and shit's gotten pretty damn crazy. So, uh, I'm gonna use this guy right here, Andy. Can't pronounce his last name. Follow him on social media. He's been the one that's been keeping up with this, and he's an independent journalist. So this is his work. So please support the guy. Actually, I'm going to kill my webcam for this one.
The shooting death of the U.S. Border Patrol agent in Vermont that opened up all the links to a trans terror cult and its alleged killings across the US prior. I can now say that the FBI seems to be taking the case much more seriously. I can exclusively report that on the 5th of February, there was a very big raid in Chatham County, North Carolina, which is the Chapel Hill area, on a neighborhood in a neighboring wooded forest area. This raid had about over 50 FBI agents plus local sheriff's deputies. The local media reporting mentioned that these agents showed up and that the neighbors were very scared, but they didn't say why.
But it was loud.
Candace Welch says she woke up to the sound of a bang, followed by a large federal presence in this Chatham County neighborhood off of Highway 15501 near Chapel Hill. Chopper 11 shows authorities walking through the woods in the area with the Chatham County Sheriff's Office assisting, searching for an item Welch says authorities didn't specify.
Well, I know why. This is the area where members of the so-called Ziz Trans Terror Group had been living just before they made their way up to Vermont and were allegedly involved in the shootout that killed the border agent. As I previously reported, Felix Ophelia Balkholt and Teresa Milo Youngbloot have been living there. I also reported that in the properties that they rented were several other members of this group. This is exclusive to my reporting. One of those members is Jack Ziz Lasota, the leader of the group who we were told died in 2022, but has been seen multiple times since, has been arrested since, and has had his bail lowered from 500,000 in Pennsylvania when he was arrested in 2023 to 10,000, which he promptly bailed out and disappeared. There's an open arrest warrant for him there. I can also report out the first exclusive photo of the property that these members lived at. And in the photo, you'll notice a couple things. In the circle, that is the Prius hatchback that the German national owned, and that vehicle would later be driven up to Vermont, and that was a car that was pulled over that had the duel that was involved in the deadly shootout with the border agent. Also in this photo, you'll notice a very big box truck, a big white one. If you've been following my other reporting, you'll know that box trucks has been the preferred way of living for the members of this cult. When they had their commune in Vallejo, California, they also had several box trucks where they did unknown things inside. The landlord for the property that they rented back in 2022, after he survived the first assassination attempt, told local media that he found medical equipment inside the abandoned property and also large containers of what appeared to be lye. He believed that had he died in the November 2022 attack that they were going to dismember his body and to melt it in these chemicals. Sorry for the graphic description. In this photo from the Chapel Hill area that I exclusively have published, you also notice that there's a Starlink device on top of the vehicle. The members of this group, for months leading up to the Vermont shooting, had been using this area as preparations for their next commune. There's autonomous zone, you can call it, that they were preparing for in Vermont. Their California commune had already been exposed. Two of their members are facing murder and attempted murder trials from what they allegedly did there when they allegedly tried to assassinate the landlord. And then, as you will know if you've been following my reporting, that landlord, 82-year-old Curtis Lint, was assassinated, had his throat slit. And so the trial may be in jeopardy. If you like these type of video that I'm doing, please subscribe to support my work. Go to my website at andy-ngo.com to see my other writings and reporting on the Z's terror cult. Thank you.
Back to that.
On the Z's. Hi everyone. If you've been following my reporting, you'll know that I've been investigating the trans terror cult linked to 6 homicides and deaths across the United States. One of the questions I keep getting asked is, who's the alleged leader of the cult and has he been apprehended? His name is Jack LaSota, and he's used a number of aliases. One of the fake names he uses is Andrea Phelps, but he's more commonly known by his online persona, Ziz, and the members are called Zizians because of that. You probably wouldn't be too surprised if I told you that this individual was apprehended not just once, but actually twice, let go both times, granted bail. In 2019, Ziz and several members of his cult were involved in a violent protest riot in the Bay Area, and he was arrested. And this is where some of the mugshots we've seen of him and his co-conspirators made its way online. That criminal case has been ongoing for several years, and in 2022, in August, one of his lawyers told the court in California that his client had died in a boating accident. And then suddenly online there was an obituary that popped up that talked about his life and made the death look official. Of course, a body was never recovered because there was never a death. Jack LaSota was actually completely fine. He went back to the commune where he was living with the other members of his cult in Vallejo, California. And in November of 2022, several months after he died, he was spotted by law enforcement at the scene of an extremely violent, bloody attack on an elderly man named Curtis Lint. This was an incident that I've talked about and reported about before, where 3 members of the cult carried out a sword attack on the then 80-year-old man, and he was impaled. He had a firearm for self-defense. He shot 2 of them, killing one of the members. When police responded to that violent attack, they noted in their police report that LaSota was there, although he was never accused of being one of the people carrying out the actual attacks. And this is actually something you'll notice over and over about all of these violent homicides involving allegedly members of the group. Jack LaSota is never accused by law enforcement of ever being the one who impales somebody, who cuts their throat, or pulls the trigger. It's always somebody else. Then in January of 2023, he was arrested for obstruction and other crimes in the course of a double homicide investigation in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. Members of this cult get around the country. In that case, on New Year's Eve, just a couple weeks before then, an elderly couple, Rita and Richard Zajko, were discovered dead in their home, shot in the head, execution style. Their daughter is a member of the Ziz cult named Michelle Zajko, and she's a person wanted by federal law enforcement for her alleged links to the Vermont shooting of the Border Patrol agent who was killed. If you like these type of video exposés where I break down the story in a way that's a bit more simplified, please subscribe to support my work. I'm continuing to dig into this case. It's still ongoing. Jack Lasota is still at large. Michelle Zajko is still at large, and there are other members of the group whose whereabouts we don't know. My website is andy-ngo.com, and you can find other ways to support me there. Please share your feedback with me. Thank you. Hello. I have an update on my reporting about the Trans Terror Cult.
Okay. Wow. So, the woman accused of killing Border Patrol agent to be part of a techno rationalist cult found by a biological male who identifies as a woman, goes by the name of Ziz. These are all like intelligent people, well, supposedly intelligent people. That's crazy about it. Pick your. Because being intelligent doesn't make you smart either, so. Dang, that was my cat. Okay, so Jack Ziz Lasota. Whoops. Let's Google this person. The Silicon Valley genius at the center of the death cult, tied to 6 killings. There's a German math genius get drawn into a cult of accused of coast-to-coast killings. I mean, this shit's insane. And of course, now somebody's starting to report on the shit. NBC 3 hours ago. Wow, it's pretty fucked up. Let's see, who are these idiots? And
Just to Agent Malin's family, friends,
courtesy of
and
Newsweek.
colleagues. The FBI is leading this investigation, and the Vermont State Police will continue to assist in any way they can.
These are our friends, our neighbors. They live amongst us. We respect them. We're glad with what they do. And it's just a tragedy. It really is a tragedy.
Yeah, so. Nope. Radically highly educated vegan and transgendered members known as the Zians. They revolve around Ziz, who's a transgendered woman, means it's a dude. Ziz, his legal name is Jack Lasota, garnered a following online after posting about his. God. Are we going to do this shit? post about his ethical and social theories on his blog, Sinceriously. Calling him a her. God. This is how Felix Ophelia Bockholt, the German national involved in the shooting last week, discovered Lesotho. Buckholt's friend Jessica Taylor told Newsweek. They're into mathematics, design theory. So, God, what the hell is that? Get off of here. I hate those. Taylor posted on X, formerly Twitter, after hearing of the shooting, saying that she knew Buckholt and calling out the Zizians. So, Taylor, man, we need a scorecard for this crap, okay? LinkedIn profile, right? A screenshot Teresa Youngblood. Taylor. I don't even know who Taylor is at this point. Buckholt, who was also a dude, was fatally shot on January 20th after he and another individual identified as Teresa Youngblood engaged in a shootout with Border Patrol agents. Agent David Malin was killed in the gunfight after he and other agents pulled the pair over in a traffic stop. After Buckholt was identified by authorities and Taylor realized it was her friend who had been killed, she thought Lesotho might have been involved, given her friend's fondness for the blogger and the pattern of violence that she said matched up to what she knew of the group. She posted on X, formerly Twitter, after hearing of the shooting. I'm just reading this off here. I hope that's a her, because I hate crap. There's 3 people involved in this. I have no idea who's freaking who now. Guns used by Buckholt, an award-winning youth math genius from Germany, and Youngblood, a computer science student at the University of Washington, have since been determined as belonging to persons of interest in other murders. That individual has been identified by Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosive Authorities as bioinformatics researcher Michelle Zajko. What's bioinformatics? Let's look that up. I'm kind of curious. Search Google. Search. It's a scientific field that uses computers to analyze biological data. It combines biology and computer science to help researchers understand and interpret biological data. Well, isn't that groovy? Michelle. Let's go. Okay. Woman sought in parents' murder tied to Border Patrol. Is that an actual woman? I don't think so. Woman sought in parents' murder tied to Border Patrol agents. Shooting death. Michelle J. Zico. Boop. What the hell? 32 allegedly provided guns to pair accused in Border Patrol agents shooting death. She's a person of interest in her parents' 2023 murder in Pennsylvania. 2023 murder. Ew. Sure that's a chick? That don't look like a chick. A 32-year-old woman suspected of purchasing the semi-automatic handguns. I love how they throw that in there. Most handguns are semi-automatic, okay, people? Has ties to Vermont, Pennsylvania, and Boston, is considered armed and dangerous, and also adheres to anti-law enforcement ideology. So this person right here is supposedly armed and dangerous, and a nutcase. Police agencies in multiple states were told to be on the lookout Force on January 22nd. Hey, that's my birthday. 2 days after 44-year-old Border Patrol agent David Malin was gunned down during that traffic stop in Vermont. Damn. People are losing their frickin' minds. Yeah, a double homicide that occurred in Pennsylvania in 2023 and said she may be driving a green 2013 Subaru Outback with an expired Vermont registration. Okay, in January of 2023, here's what happened. Her parents, Richard and Rita Zachko, who were 71, 70, and 68 respectively, were shot to death inside their residence. Some news reports have stated they were shot on December 31st, 2022. So, the guns were a 40 caliber and a 380. 40 caliber and a 380. Allegedly been purchased by Zachko in February 2024 from a gun store in Mount Tabor, Vermont. Malin was killed during a truck stop that ended with an exchange of gunfire between Border Patrol agents and a 21-year-old woman from Washington State. That woman, Teresa Youngblood, 21, allegedly fired 2 rounds from the 40 caliber Glock handgun that had been purchased by Zachko. According to court records, she opened fire at the Toyota Prius. She opened fire after the Toyota Prius she was driving had been pulled over by federal agents who were initiating an immigration inspection. In a Toyota Prius. Okay. Yeah. Youngblood's passenger, a German man named Felix. Okay, this might be why. German man named Felix Buchholz, who was the vehicle's registered owner, also drew a weapon, but apparently did not fire before he was shot and killed in the exchange of gunfire with federal agents, according to an affidavit by the FBI. Wow. So here you have it. That's just freaking nuts. Prior to the traffic stop, federal agents and police had been conducting a periodic surveillance on Youngblood and Buchholz for nearly a week. At one point, they had attempted to interview the pair about their reasons for being in Vermont and wearing tactical gear, according to court documents. Vermont State Police and Homeland Security agents who tried to speak with them said Youngblood and Buchholz declined to have an extended conversation, claiming they were in their vicinity to look at purchasing property. Wow. So, a law enforcement official began paying attention January 14th that they were alerted to the pair's suspicious behavior by a hotel employee in Lyndonville, Vermont. That person had told police the pair appeared to be dressed in all black tactical style clothing with protective equipment, with the woman later identified as Youngblood, which I guess is dude, carrying an apparent firearm in an exposed carry holster. according to an FBI agent's affidavit filed in Youngblood's criminal case. So, yeah, this is batshit crazy. Snyder, 22-year-old data scientist who once attended college in England, was arrested on January 24th in Redding, California. He was arraigned Wednesday in Solano County Superior Court on murder charges and remains in custody. That's good. So, who is this person? Oh, in November, Youngblood filed for a marriage application with Maximilian Snyder in Kings County in Washington, county records show. So that's who that person is. Police allege Snyder stabbed an 82-year-old Vallejo landlord, that's that one person, to death 2 p.m. on January 17th. He was supposed to, maybe the next day or a couple days after that, he was supposed to be going to court to testify against these people. That's Maximilian. Yeah, here it is. The landlord, Curtis Lynn, was scheduled to be a witness against assailants who attacked him with knives and a sword 2 years ago. So, yeah. That's just crazy. That killing is being examined as part of a series of incidents related to a small group of individuals who may be united by a set of French ideological beliefs. There's also an apparent connection between Snyder and the killing of Richard and Rita Zajko. So, yeah. So, there you have it. Hopefully, they'll catch this person. Which is, who is it that, all. Yep, so there you go. Now NBC's jumping on it. I'm surprised. I'm not even. I ain't gonna support your asses. Be freaking kidding. I ain't even gonna read this since it's NBC. Screw them. So anyway, there you have it. I'm out of here. I'm gonna do some gaming to do today. I'll be streaming later, or War Thunder weekly event. So everybody take it easy. Talk to you later.